Hi there, it's Betsy-Morgan, the psychic teacher. It's so good to be with you again. I have missed you. This actually in real time is the month of December, or actually January 1st. During December, I took a little time off and I have been eager to come back and do some more YouTubes. So stay tuned because I may be doing quite a few. Today, I was encouraged to speak with you about Kundalini energy and Kundalini awakening, what it means, what are the symptoms, why does it happen, what will the results be, is it something I should strive for? I've heard so many questions from my clients and students through the years about this, and I too find it a fascinating subject. One of the reasons I think that not only I, but others find it so fascinating is because we as human beings do like to control our experience and our life, but Kundalini energy and the awakening that results from this energy rising is totally uncontrollable. It happens when it wants, where it wants, and to the degree it wants. We have nothing to say about it except probably you and I as spiritual beings, people who are seeking God awareness, who are trying to promote our identity with love. We would like to have a spiritual awakening. It just feels like that's another step towards being close to God. Well, my guides told me yesterday in a channeling, they said you are already 100% close to God. You can't get any better. You're already 100% loved. Go ahead and follow your spiritual path. Have a spiritual activity that helps to keep you in alignment with your goal, which is to feel the love of God, to be the love of God. But please know in the meantime that God's love and you are already solidified. God and I are one. So in the meantime, perhaps part of your journey will include the awakening of the Kundalini energy. And as I get to this opportunity to speak with you, I want to share with you that as I talk to you, I'm coming from my experience. I want to tell you what I've experienced so that I can, you can read a book. I want you to know what it's been like for me. And I want to help you if you want to awaken. Oh, this is the first thing that comes up for me to share. As you and I are conversing, I'm also listening to Spirit. As you know, I'm a channel and a channeling teacher. And I'd love to teach you to channel, and you can follow the directions under this video if you would like to learn. But as I'm talking to you, I'm listening to my guides. They're telling me, talk about this first. Talk about this second. What they want me to share with you right now is that even though you don't, and we don't necessarily say, I want a Kundalini awakening, let's do 1, 2, 3, and 4, and it will happen. It's not that way. You can follow your spiritual path, you can have acts of love, and you can feel love. All of that helps to bring the energy into alignment with that happening. But what is a blessing for me, and hopefully for you, is that since the Kundalini is awakened up to here in me, my third eye, and almost out my crown, it's come out a little, and it's hard to qualify, isn't it? Come out my crown a little, what does that mean? It fluctuates, it varies, and I know that people say once you are awakened, some people say it's wonderful, but I want you to know that there are still variations in my emotional field. There are some days when I feel wonderful and blissful, totally blissed out. And there are other days when I am cleansing emotionally and I don't feel so happy. And I get to work with reminding myself to choose joy, choose happy, and to take the steps that will help me to integrate that vibration. And Spirit tells me that to give what I want is the quickest way to have it. So I remind myself, if I want to be happy, give happy. Help somebody else to be happy. Brighten up their day. Smile. So the piece that I wanted to share with you right now is, because the Kundalini energy in me has awoken, and because I was gifted Shakti by a Siddha master, Guru Mai, who woke the Kundalini and the third eye energy when I received this initiation of light, I can now transfer it to you. My guide, Orion, has confirmed that for me, and it's hard for me to accept. It's very humbling, isn't it? When we want gifts, and then we're given these gifts, and then we're told that we have them, and now we can give them away. It's humbling. It kind of makes you, or at least it makes me feel honored to the degree of being uncomfortable. I am so grateful that I get to offer this to you. So while we are together and you're listening to this, my intention is that I send this high frequency to you, which I am doing. And yes, it is possible. And many of you will start to feel a sensation of awakening. Your third eye will start to open and you will feel dizzy. Some of you might feel emotional. Some of you might cry. So these are the symptoms. I wanted to share with you all the symptoms that I've experienced and reassure you that it's okay to have these symptoms. You're not going crazy. You're still you, and you're just a more awakened, compassionate, aware version of yourself. The overall result is that you will have a greater interest in being spiritual. You will have a greater interest in helping others to discover their beauty and to love themselves. You will have a greater interest in expressing your passion and doing so in such a way that it makes the world a better place. You simply start to become the best version of yourself. So if you find that that's what you're doing, very possible that you are on an awakened path. Am I saying that you are awakened? No. You may be in the process of awakening. Unless I were to know you personally, or at least hear your name so I could tune into your frequency, I can't tell you this way, but I can tell you that as I'm tuning into our global unification through this video, there are 3 of you that will be listening to this that are awakened. So congratulations to you out there. So some of the symptoms, I wanted to write them down because I've experienced so many. And I want you to know that there are many. How many have I written down? Gosh, maybe 10. One of my noticeable patterns is that now when I sleep, instead of sleeping, sometimes I'll sleep all night long, but sometimes I will wake up between 1 and 3 or 4. Usually it's around 3:30, and I'll just be awake, and I will lie there and relax and think, and sometimes pray, sometimes meditate, visualize. I'll use that time spiritually, and I'll just take note. Gee, isn't this interesting? And then eventually fall back to sleep and sleep very well. Something else that's new is my dreams are now so vivid, and I love it. I love dreaming. I'll have dreams of flying. My mom, my dad, and my little sister are all in heaven. I will have dreams of being with them and conversing, and they're so real. It's just like when I wake up, I am so happy because I have actually been with them. No doubt, I've been with them, and I've been with angels, and I receive information and insights and things that I can do. If you're interested in making $1 million or whatever your dream is, they'll tell you, and your dreams will be so vivid. So write them down and then do them. I find that I only do them I have done them 1 or 2 times. I'm just so excited about having the dream, having the experience, and feeling the bliss. Oh, that's something else. I'm a Reiki master. After I finished a Reiki, it was a few years ago, and it was, in quotes, a normal Reiki, I was so blissed. And it was, the Reiki, but it was also because the Kundalini had awoken. I was practically out of my body. I was so happy. And that lasted for about 4 hours. I didn't need anything, anybody. I felt like I was in heaven. It was wonderful. You know the saying, before enlightenment, chop wood, carry water. After enlightenment, chop wood, carry water. Well, my life goes on pretty normally, but every now and then I'll get those dreams. I'll get that blissed out feeling, but I also get some symptoms that aren't as much fun. I want you to be aware of this. Sometimes there's crying. Now, the crying is not because we're bad. I know because we are spiritual, we might judge ourselves. The crying is a result of an emotional cleanse. When that Kundalini energy starts to rise up your spine, heading towards your crown and further, that energy is so powerful. It's going to clean out negative energy that's been stuck for a long time. Now, this energy could be from other lives. It could be from other lifetimes and death experiences. And it could be from this life when you were younger and maybe you had trauma and haven't allowed yourself to experience it all. Well, in order to cleanse out, because you want to be what you already really are in truth, is light. And your body wants to hold this light. So in order for it to do that, you get to cleanse out what isn't light. And that's negative emotions and negative thoughts. So if you find that you go through a lot of crying, don't worry about it. It will cease. Now, it might come back periodically, but for the most part, it will cease. I have one of my wonderful students who has been crying for days and even got some sinus problems from it, but that will go away. I want you to know it will go away. And what you can do to help yourself is to relax, to breathe, to think positive thoughts, and to run white light through your energy field, up and down your body. Imagine beautiful white light all the way through your body, going through the soles of your feet into Gaia, grounding you. And then allow the light to come through again and exit all of your chakras, cleansing you. And then breathe in a relaxed way to your heart, into your throat, and then to your third eye, and then just throughout your body and relax. You can talk to yourself, your inner child, and you can ask the angels to help you as well. And it works. Drink lots of water when you're doing this, by the way. This is interesting. I've noticed that both my habits have changed and also my interests. I have new interests. Instead of wanting to do one thing or maybe watch one movie or read one book, I want to read something else or watch a different kind of movie or interact with less people. I am basically very, very shy. You may not be able to tell it, but put me in a group of people that I've never met before and so if you're shy, you can still get enlightened. And what I have noticed is I worked my way up into feeling comfortable with groups. And in my 50s, I had tons of friends. Oh, it was wonderful. I loved it. And when I'd have my birthday parties, we would rent out the whole room in a restaurant to celebrate. And now that I'm a little bit older, but I'm not going to tell you how much older, my birthday parties are pretty quiet. I may have 1 or 2 friends or be happy at home. So my interests have quieted down. I would say basically just quieted down. I feel at peace, period. And if I want to go out or get with friends, of course, if that is allowed. Right now, this channeling sharing I'm doing with you is during the year that we're experiencing some COVID protection. So we're not allowed to get together with groups. But when that happens, when we can get together with groups again, and we will, I'll do so and I'll enjoy it. But I don't need it. So that's really nice, not to need it. I remember that there was a time in my life when I had to have friends or I didn't feel popular or good enough. Oh boy, I went through some headaches and I still am experiencing this. Remember, I told you my Kundalini's gotten up here and is trying to break through here real nice and solid. So I still have Kundalini experiences, a lot of them. And I don't necessarily like them because you can't control them. To me, they're uncomfortable. Yes, they result in some wonderful outcomes, but the energy as it rises up your spine, it's jerky, it's powerful. To me, it's uncomfortable, and you can't just say, stop, I'm done. It stays with you until it's done, and it goes as high as it can. Well, where I'm at right now is because of where the energy is, I have what's called ocular migraines. And that's when the energy bursts through the third eye and you can actually see the light. It impairs my vision. And it lasts for about 30 minutes and I get to relax and breathe and let it go away. And Spirit tells me once it comes all the way out my crown, I'm going to, one, have kind of a psychedelic experience where I'm going to have to really calm myself and relax and breathe. And then these ocular migraines will cease, which I'm looking forward to, of course. Let's see what else I've experienced so I can share. Oh, I love this. I have heard my name called by God several times. 3 to 5 times God calls me Betsy. My guide, Orion, calls me Morgan, so I know that it's God talking to me, and it will happen at times when of course you're never expecting to hear God call your name, and it's out loud, and it's wonderful, and it's shocking, and it's reassuring, and along those lines, I've gotten to see angels, physically or metaphysically. You can see them like some people see auras. You see them, I don't see them solid, but I see them in their wings, and they're always tall and beautiful. And Michael is light blue. That's how I see him. Oh, and I hear lots of sounds in my house. I love it. Knocking on the windows, knocking on the doors and the walls and creaks. I've done that all my life. And now I just say hi. It's nice to have you around. I send you my love. Please send me your love. So what happens is those 5 senses, sight, taste, sound, touch, and hearing, become either enhanced or, like when I talked about ocular migraines, they become a little temporarily impaired while that particular chakra is opening. So run the light. Drink water, rest, and relax. Call on your guides too. Channeling every day, even if it's for 3 minutes a day, helps because you are bringing in the light and you're opening up those chakras and you're helping your 6th sense to awaken. Let's see. Oh, the final thing, and I haven't noticed this as much, but I've noticed this in those that are close to me whose Kundalini energy is awakening. There is a greater love of nature. Now, as far as nature goes, I love to hear birds singing, and I'm lucky enough to have a fish pond. I've got about 10 koi fish, and I've gotten to watch them grow from about this big to about this big. They're beautiful in all colors, and I like to go out there and just watch them and feed them. I may feed them too much, but they're wonderful, and the birds are chirping, and it's beautiful. And I love watching the trees. I am a tree lover, so I do love that. I have some people in my life who love nature so much they have to get outside every single day take trips, camping trips and so forth. And I think that's wonderful. I don't need to get outside every day, but when I do, I love it. So those are some of the symptoms. I think the ones that I was really wanting to touch on the most was when you feel uncomfortable, when you are crying, or when you have aches and pains. I want to reassure you that those are temporary. And that's just part of your opening process. The energy is lifting and opening you up and releasing what's negative so that you can embrace more light. We are all ascending. We are all going home into higher consciousness. Your sixth sense will open and your psychic abilities will become very strong. Lots of fun. Some of you will talk to star beings and some of you will see them. That's wonderful. And some of you will start to pursue your passion, your spiritual path, and express it in such a way that you bring more light. You bring your radiance to the planet. So I thank you in advance for your doing that. I hope that this video has helped you, brought you some joy and some fun in your life. I love being with you, and I look forward to next time. In the meantime, know that you are loved. You are special, and I love you. See you later.